What does innovation mean to you?
Innovation is the thing that drives global economy and global progress forward.
What is your definition of success?
Oh, that's a hard one.
That's why I started with that.
Yes. Let me give you the example to explain my view on success. So back then I was discussing with a pretty successful stockbroker in Serbia, and he mentioned some successful people, and they all were earning a lot of money and having a lot of money, investments and so on and so on. And I said, listen, I know a few guys who are medical doctors, surgeons, who are earning something that you ate at your lunch today with your client for a month, and they save like 100 lives per month. Are they successful or not? I think yes. And he was like, yes, you're right. So measure of success is basically, for me, is what do you achieve towards your goals, and it's achieving the state of fulfillment. No matter where material or professional or artistic level is, if you feel fulfilled, then you're successful.
I couldn't agree more.
Maybe it's a loser philosophy, but I don't think so. I think this is basically related to the measure of happiness. Are you generally happy in your life or not? And this is how you feel fulfillment, success, and everything else.
When you're giving employment to somebody, and you can choose between MBA or a hustler, what would you choose? And why?
Depends on the need I need to fulfill with this employment, the role of this employee.
Can you give me an example of one and the other one?
Yes. So I'm currently employed in generally what's viewed generally as a boring industry. It's insurance business. It's a risk business, but also all types of risks. And if I need to have someone who needs to speak with the corporate clients, and to try to persuade them to use our services to open some doors, etc., but targeting those society, then I would go with the MBA person. And if we are targeting the other audience that needs to hear us, then I would choose someone else. But general philosophy that I'm using, that is assessing of the person, how the person would generally fit the team, no matter the qualification. So it's around the attitude toward work, it's around personal motivation and achievement so far. Again, it's not a matter of money, it's not only academical, but achievements or ambitions. So maybe we hire someone straight from the university or without university. It's an ambition, but that is, and the goals that are set objectively in relation to what we want to achieve. Yeah. So I'm fully supporting someone who has the ambition to earn 10 million before 30. Fine, that's doable, but that's not for my position, because currently I'm in corporate business, and you need to have a type of the person that can fit the corporate business, and again to fulfill the need that we have.
Most important personal trait in business, in one word.
Adaptability.
Cool.
There is another one that my close friend likes as well. Close friend that I met on MBA.
Okay.
Sustainability.
Biggest motivation.
Success equals happiness.
Read a book or listen to the podcast?
Both, unfortunately, not that I would like to.
Okay. And
traditional values as well, but also the modern one. Yeah.
okay. And can you name me your favorite book?
Waiting for Godot.
This is Chair, place where we discuss innovations, and today we're going to talk about insurance, and it's an ancient industry, but Insurtech has recently came into spotlight of like one of the most interesting innovations is starting to rise in Insurtech, right? On this subject, my pleasure here today. I have to talk with Radisav Osmajlic, head of Central and Eastern Europe and Turkey in
WTW
WTW.
or Willis Towers Watson.
So, at the beginning, tell me your story. How come that you are here today, and what preceded? What came before that?
So, at this moment, I feel that I'm kind of split personality between entrepreneur and straight corporate person. So
that's why you're not wearing a tie, right?
Exactly. So I started my career straight from the university. I have a finance and accounting background, and I started my business journey in Economics Institute in Belgrade, working some capital assessments, business plans, improvements of finance with our clients, also heavily engaged in privatization process that was a hot topic in the years when I start my career. And after 5 years spent there, I transformed my career towards the fund management. So I earned some license that was pretty rare at that time. So I was offered pretty cool job to run an investment fund as a fund manager. Everything started great. However, the great crisis on mortgage-backed securities from USA have a heavy impact on our market in Serbia, on stock market. And then I decided to stay within the investments, but to move towards the private investments and concrete projects. So then I start my journey with Roaming Group. I recognize their need to diversify their businesses outside of their core business that it was a cash cow at that moment, but the owner realized that it won't last forever, and he cleverly chose some fields. So I was the guy investigating the business opportunities, look at the viability, look at the risks associated to it, and if the opportunity is right and we start to pursue it, then I was the person to coordinate all the stakeholders, to negotiate with the banks, to set up the financial plans, etc. So it was quite interesting. And one day a friend of mine told me about the insurance brokers. I was like, what's that?
New word, right?
Yes. Then I dig a bit, did my analyst research, and I was like, wow, this is not a bad opportunity at all. So I presented the business plan. Based on this plan, we started a small insurance brokerage within Roaming Group. And a few years later, we ended up as a member of Radisav, which was at that moment the largest French international broker, who was later acquired by Willis Towers Watson. And we are now the third broker in the world in the financial and insurance industry.
Can you tell me what are you working right now? What are the, let's say, pillars of the company of WTW? And we will come to that, how you innovate in such a huge system.
Willis Towers Watson recognized the need to connect all risk-associated businesses into one. And so I like to say that our business is about advising on risks and on people. So the risk associated to material assets and to some liabilities, etc. So this is more on insurance, on what people recognize as insurance. But also WTW recognized the need to help our clients to strategically approach toward their people. So it's about how you engage your people, how you get the maximum out of them, and how you reward them. And also we also have a business line that is related to the total remuneration, and also on managing the pension funds and investment funds related to employees in US and in UK.
So
in Serbia,
I just wanted to
straightforward insurance brokerage only, which relates to, as I mentioned, the material risks, but also insurable benefits for the employees.
So what would you say, since you have that many countries under you that you're practically managing it, what would you say it's your biggest focus?
Well,
your personal.
Yes, my personal focus is trying to understand and manage myself, my employees, and my clients. Not my company's clients. And that can be achieved also by putting it together, including the technology and innovation.
So how you innovate? That's my question to you. Since
yes.
we are coming to that part that is important that is core of our conversation, and obviously you're part of huge corporation. How many employees you have globally?
45,000.
So enormous company, right? And when you're looking like that, and you're looking the industry, we are talking about insurance that is 300 years old, right? Mm-hmm. Industry. How come that you can innovate at all? And how you innovate? Because of course you're innovating.
As I said at the beginning, I see innovation as a main driver for progress in general, and also business progress. So if you don't innovate, your business will die because others will innovate. This is the first thing. Okay, maybe you can be a fast follower for everything, but eventually you won't earn that much money, and you will be eaten by company that innovates more. I think this is the big game, and it used to be also a big game. But now I think we often forgot what innovation is. So for me, innovation is, it can be interpreted in two ways. One is an important improvement can be also innovation. And the other one is trying to put some new way of doing things, or maybe doing completely new things that doesn't exist. This is what real innovation is. And it's not only about digital, because nowadays the people, when you're talking about innovation, they're always thinking about some apps, about some technology. No, it doesn't need to be that way. And maybe from our industry, from insurance industry, maybe the best example about innovation is a cyber risk insurance. So let's say 15 years ago, there was no cyber risk insurance. Why? It's related to the internet and the great expansion of the internet usage within corporates and large and medium businesses. And with the internet, with this expansion, you have the exposure towards the cyber risks arose. So at one moment, insurers recognize that there is a need to cover this risk. So the innovation was to put together an insurance policy, the text of insurance policy, that at that moment started to cover something that no one covered before. No one was thinking about that at all. So this is a great example. No technology included at all in the innovation itself. So by the definition, you need to understand what is the pain, and you need to try to get the right solution to the pain. And now we have the totally opposite around cyber insurance. It's very hard to find it on the market, because the capacities of insurers, because of their capital adequacy and the share that they want to allocate to cover those risks, are completely sold out to the clients, and there are a lot of clients that you can't cover with cyber risk at this moment.
I want to come back at that, how you innovate in such a huge company, because it's usually associated, when we talk about innovation, it's associated with the agile approach and to stay to be fast, and on the other hand you're part of the huge system. How that system can support you to be innovative?
The lack of corporates in general is that they tend to be structured, very much structured, process-oriented in terms of innovation. And sometimes the idea, even if it's extremely good, it takes time for the idea to go through the corporate to the decision makers.
And you can lose time on the market, right?
Maybe. On the other hand, if the corporate wants to execute on innovation, I think they are now much faster compared to startups.
They have resources, they have a position, they have brand, right?
Not just money, they have also quality resources of all business functions, from marketing, finance, development, business development, IT development, whatever. You have the right people there. You have the funds ready, and if the company decides to execute, it's going to be very fast, and then they will very soon find out, is it the product or service that is good for the market and market accepts it or not. So this is the philosophy is, don't be afraid to lose, go forward and do it fast, and find out, are you successful or not. This is, so we
basically have startup mentality, right?
Yes, but again, when you start from the very beginning, if this is just an improvement, a small thing, it can be easily done within the corporate. But if it's changing the rule of games to another level, or introducing completely new product or service, then it goes through a path that is structured. And for example, in our company, we have an initiative called Horizons that is done annually. So there is a structure around it. So officially they open up, application period, etc., etc. People are putting their ideas either individually, or they are putting it within some teams, not necessarily teams that are sitting together, but people who know something about the topic that they want to innovate. And after that is completed, the application period, then we have a structured sets of sessions when we have some coaches who are pretty much good on guiding those teams towards the investment cycle, let's call it like that, investment cycle within innovation. So they go back to the founders of the idea and asking them, okay, can you define what is the pain? Can you define how you did you assess the market right? Did you test your hypothesis on the market? How did you do it, etc.? So the whole methodology around how the startups basically functioning and the investment development is functioning. Then we have 3 circles of narrowing the ideas. Then we also have a democratic votes from our colleagues, and then I think 5 best marked ideas are sent to the board, and board decides which ideas they want to invest or not.
Are there any initiatives that got funded and got successful?
Yes. WTW last year launched most number of innovative products on the insurance market, for example. We're the first company who provided blockchain solutions in insurance. So there are a lot of things that are there that are already functioning. There are also the ideas who went dead, of course. So they didn't pass the test of the market. Yeah. Of course, yes. But this is the startup in a structured way within the corporate, and we are not the only company doing the same. This is the replication of general how the corporates want to invest these days. So they all bring some resources to investments in improvements and also investments into the innovation.
You just mentioned it like a judgment of the market, right? And I want to ask you about insurance market in particular. Are there any disruptors there? Are there any companies that came and offered something completely different?
Yes.
Can you share some examples?
Yes, like in every market. So maybe to give some examples from the US market, from European market, those are different markets. Insurance is a specific need. Some markets, in every market, basically, you have the obligatory insurances. So if you want to register your car, you need to buy MTPL insurance. This is motor third-party liability insurance. But some markets are creating the needs for insurance by, banking practice, by law practice, by civil suits, etc. This is creating the demand over the insurance. And maybe first good example would be the Lemonade Insurance. So they started as a startup, and they understood the pain with the average consumer buying insurance for their house and liability of their house and family. And they said, okay, you have traditional insurance policies, one A4 page or maybe two, but there are terms and conditions like in 20 pages, small letters, etc. And you start reading, and you're in paragraph 5, and I said, in paragraph 2, you need to do this, then paragraph 10, etc. So for the average consumer, it's impossible to understand the insurance terms and conditions.
Yeah, in whole, how it's interconnected.
Yes. And those guys said, okay, let's simplify. 2 A4 pages. This is covered, this is not covered.
That's it.
Full stop. And of course, then you have the distribution channels and everything, but the pain was we want a simple insurance policy that average person can understand and put a decision, do they want to buy it or not to buy it. So the pain was overburdened with the information that you can't process and understood. Insurance has a very specific language. It's a mixture of legal language and economic language.
Yeah.
So
for everyday people, it's like...
Yes. So I'm the economist or business administration type of person. And again, when I have something that is new in insurance, I can't understand everything. There are always some specific terms related to some specific niche in legal or whatever. So it's very, very hard to have full understanding. That's why our brokers for, by the way, because we do insurance every day, 24/7, not 24/7, by working hours. And we have a specialist for different types of insurances. So who can specialize and know much about a specific line of insurance. And I like the second very, very good example, which is quite fresh. This is a company called WeFox. They are a German origin company, and maybe you got that they are now sponsor of Football Club Milan, who won the Scudetto. Very good marketing investment.
So they saw it in front. Yeah?
Yes. They started from German market, and they understood that there is no digital distribution of the insurance at the German market that would fit the market. So again, every German don't want, as American, don't want to look at the terms and conditions and to try to understand, etc. Every German consumer would like to have insurance advisor who can call, and this advisor can explain everything that this person wants to know about insurance.
So this is like specific for Germany or
This is
specific more for Europe?
Depends from country to country, but in general, yes, this is European culture. You want to have your insurance agent. This is or broker or whatever distribution channel, but it's around the advisory around insurance. So your perception is this is the person who knows a lot, or for you everything about the insurance. And when I want to know anything about the insurance, or I have some claim, damage, whatever, I'm picking up a phone, calling my friend agent, and this friend agent helped me with everything. Okay. So the founder of VFox, his father worked in insurance industry for 35 years, and he understood from his father that the pain is not in the customer. Customer is satisfied. He picks up the phone.
He has his agent.
Right? Agent answers every single question, resolves problems, etc. So there's no pain. They don't want to change it. They don't want to go online, look, read, decide, etc. No. Hi, my friend, please help me find NTPL policy, or I don't know, household policy or whatever. But he understood that there is another type of pain. And this is the pain of the agent, pain of distribution channel. This person, when he receives the call from the customer, needs to go to several insurance companies asking for the same offer, quotation.
For policy, right?
For one, to satisfy the need of his client. But he receives a different terms and conditions from different insurance companies. He's like, I now need to spend the whole day, comparing everything, okay, this is the, the limit of the policy, this is the deductible, so I'm speaking insurance language. And
that's why I started losing you.
Yeah. I was just trying to transfer where the pain is, Now he needs to translate all specific insurance language to an ordinary person who doesn't understand this language. But he needs to look at a lot of different terms of and conditions. And what this startup did, they understood what the pain is. They created a platform for the agents. So the agents are sending their request for quote on the platform. The platform is automatically contacting insurers and collecting in real time. Basically, there are engines who are doing the calculations in behind for all the insurers, sending the info. An agent can have really quickly concrete offers from different insurers with comparison. So what they took one day, now they have it in a matter of minutes. Oh, my dear friend, no worries, I can do it. Stay online. I have 2 or 3 offers to recommend. This is the difference, etc. He understands everything, and he solves his pain. And on top of that, they also introduced the insurance company that were using the data from the requests
to create policies, right?
To do the underwriting policy, because in insurance business you need to assess the risks right. So this is the actuary part of the work. So actuaries are calculating what is the probability of event to happen. And based on the loss records, based on different sources of information, you try to guess the probability, and then you set up a price that is enough for you. If you collect enough insurances, you will collect enough funds to cover all the claims and to have some profit. And they created an engine there for their own insurance company. Very successful, the fastest growing Insurtech company in Europe.
Sounds so easy.
Oh, yes.
And to go back to Lemonade,
yes,
right?
Yes.
They basically simplified, and based on simplification, they created a new business model, right?
Yes.
How come that they actually did that? As I understand, you mentioned financial language and legal language, and that's sometimes, especially for example for the stock market, usually they have so many different lingo, right, that can drive away regular people. And in insurance industry, there is so many lingo that is driving away people. How come that they came first with this problem and solved this problem? How they saw that opportunity?
To be honest, I don't know.
Be-
I can only guess.
Yeah.
Can only guess. It usually starts with your own personal pain. So
Like most
probably this founder had the problem with the insurance for his mortgage, and he was like, "What the hell is this? This is 20 pages. I don't understand thing. If you want a loan for your mortgage, please sign it." He was like, "I don't know what I'm signing. Please sign it. We need to close the deal. Okay, I'll sign it." And he was like, "But I don't know what's insured." And maybe he suffered some claim that he thought that it was covered, but it turns out that it's not. So insurers are fair but strict. So everything is written into terms and conditions. Okay, sometimes there is, if they are not precisely set, there is a room for interpretation, but everyone likes to exclude the interpretation from the insurance terms and conditions.
Because it's a liability, right?
Not liability, but they are not certain are they are going to pay the claim or not. So they're like, okay, this is something I'm ready to cover, and if I state it correctly, no terms of interpretation, I will pay it.
Yeah.
No problem. But if there is sometimes there is a room for interpretation, then you have different departments within insurers. They are all corporate insurers because it's a highly regulated industry like a banking. Insurance is almost the same. So there is no one person that can decide. There is always a board. There is always different opinions, etc. if it's not clearly stated. And then sometimes those cases go to court, which everyone wants to avoid.
We mentioned Insurtech as something that is rising, and from your perspective, what would you say are the biggest challenges in Insurtech today?
I think it's how to create disruption, to get enough attention and to get people away from the standard distribution channels. Or, so in insurance, you need to treat differently the corporate sector and the, let's say, consumers. So the consumers is one thing. This is how you distribute this, how you simplify with them. Some of them want to do it digital, everything. I spoke with the founders of Greek startup who bought an insurance company, and they're styling like crazy. So what they solved a different type of pain. If you want to insure the household, you go to their website, and in 5 minutes or even less, you can buy a policy. Okay, but this is the GPS coordinates. Just a few simple questions. Do you have a flat? Yes. What's the square meterage? What's the exact address? Then they show you the map. Which floor it is, depending on floods, etc., etc. Basic information. Then you have a really easy scale. What is the sum insured? Do you think it's the value of your flat? And in 5 minutes you have the quote. Okay, you said fine. And there is a question, for example, do you have a mortgage? So because if you have a mortgage, it's obligatory by the law to have the insurance policy that covers the flat. Okay, you answer yes. Which bank provide you with the mortgage loan? You choose the bank from the drop menu in Greece. No? You click yes, you buy the policy. They said, we just notified your bank that you have insurance coverage for the period from day to day until, let's say, 1 year. Whatever it is. So they solve the pain of the people that they need to take the certificate, go to bank, wait in line in bank, put the certificate on the table with stamp, with signature, etc., etc. So it's always some catchy things for the consumers. For the corporates, it's more around management risk strategy. And management risk strategy is directly linked with the business strategy. And understanding this relationship and understanding different risks that are influencing a specific industry is what can create a disruption. So I mentioned previously the cyber policy. So the first one who saw that there is a risk connected to the companies whose business strategy at that point of time was to invest more in digitalization of their business, in internet-related business, not the closed systems, etc. But closed systems also were vulnerable to viruses, etc. But there was no breach of data at that time, etc., etc.
It's a different game,
Different game, yeah. But they understood the business strategy of their clients and the risk associated with it. And they provided how those risks can be managed. So this is the disruption in the corporate part of the game.
And you just mentioned earlier the data and the company from Germany, how they leveraged the data that they have. So my next question is regarding, and before that you mentioned that you guys in WTW use a blockchain for certain aspects of insurance. How much is their usage of those emerging technologies when we're talking about the blockchain, AI, big data especially? I'm sure that...
very good question.
Yeah.
Very good
Where
question.
Is it right now?
And a hot topic.
Yeah.
And a hot topic. So on the blockchain, to be honest, I'm not sure that is utilized enough. So our clients are still not on the scale of their businesses related to the Web3 technologies. And this is what basically prevent us to utilize this innovation more. But when we are talking about the data and the tools that can process this data and machine learning and artificial intelligence, it is widely used within insurance companies. And what WTW is famous for, we employ the highest number of actuaries in the world. We are the company that employs the highest number of actuaries, and those are usually very smart guys. Mathematicians, statisticians, IT guys, physicians. So, what we are creating softwares that help insurers to navigate their business strategy and create products that are going to be profitable based on the data that they have. So this is, for example, software that processes the data on the premiums, data on the claims, matches those and said, okay, for example, for Casco policy, you are pricing that percentage of the value of the car to be insurance policy premium. Are you competitive on the market or not? Maybe you can decrease the premium for, 5%, not percent, but percents, and increase the volume of total premium, but the claims will not rise that proportionally. So you will have an incremental profit on it. This is just an example. This is a processing of data, but also we are providing the insurers with the automatic quotation softwares. So if there is, let's say, online platform that sells some type of insurance, every actuarial and underwriting information is set up into our program, agreed with the strategy with the underwriters of this company. And the client can enter the data and have the offer for insurance in a matter of seconds, which is in line with the strategy of the insurer. So we as a company, we have a division that is acting on behalf of clients, but we also have a consulting division acting on behalf of insurers. Okay, there is a Chinese wall, of course, but technology is more used now on the side of the insurer. However, we have developed a set of applications called Risk Intelligence Central, and we are collecting the data relevant for underwriting and insurance from our clients, and we are putting analytics on it, and then we are helping our clients to navigate their risk management strategy. So to put it on a simple language, just an example, if you want to buy, let's say, the insurance for, I don't know, property of your factory. You have a factory worth 10 million, whatever. So you, of course, want to insure the whole 10 million. This is the first thing. But you have different options. Maybe if you would like to choose, okay, I will pay my premium and every damage that is there, and it's covered fully. So I'm not participating in any claim without my own funds. This is called deductible in insurance. And you can create a series of, if you look at the graph, you can create a series of different combinations of deductible and premium. So the higher the deductible, lower the premium, of course. And this is where you want to find different options for your client and help him to choose the exact spot where his strategy is supported, but there is also an optimal ratio between the premium and the expected deductibles to be paid during this year. So saving money at the end of the day.
You just explained to me what you're doing right now using technology and new approaches, but I want to ask you about the future. What do you see from your position, from your experience? What is the future of insurance industry? What the future looks like? What do you think it's going to be different? I won't say 5, 10, 15 years from now. Let's just say some near future that we are going to see some completely new paradigm shift or some completely new approaches in the insurance industry.
First thing, insurance industry is quite slow when it comes to innovation. So we are in generally very slow, but disruptions happen from time to time. This is not my idea. I spoke with my former boss, who is now a consultant for Insurtech, two investors in Insurtech, and he said a really clever thought around his view on very near future. And he told to me that he's expecting some of the insurers to be present in metaverse. So he has a young 2 boys who are already there in using the VR technology, etc. They are there, and it's a real a normal life for them. And if you look how everything is progressing, that the people in near future are going to have the avatars that are going to present them in the metaverse. This is where this digital world is going. There is going to be need to insure something within metaverse. It sounds stupid at first for me. Then I said, yes, but let's take the blockchain. So I'm not an expert for them, but I read somewhere that there is a lot of theft from the wallets of people, of their tokens, coins, whatever. Someone needs to insure it, but not that. There are going to be some needs that are going to develop in the next year, 2 or 3, that are going to be related to the risks in metaverse. So I don't know, you want to, ensure that if someone, take you some, let's put it into gamification, someone take your, earned coins or some powers or whatever, that you can be insured that if this happened, you can prove that it happened, and the system can bring it back, but at certain price, as everything. Yeah. This is, I think, very, very, very clever way of thinking about the future. And if we look at the speed of innovation and development of everything in the world, it will be there in few years' time.
Thank you so much for this. I enjoyed it today.
I enjoyed it as well, and I'm really glad that you called me for this really pleasant conversation. Thank you very much.
And for you other, next Thursday, next innovation talk, and subscribe, of course.